Hey guys, what is going on? This is Ip of RageQuitTV, gonna be casting a game between Evil Genius's Idra and Empire's BeastyQT. It is a TVZ on Entombed Valley, and Idra, he needs no introduction, so hopping over to BeastyQT, the European Terran player who is currently living in California underneath the Razor Academy. If you're wondering what that is, you are not alone. They haven't really publicized it that well at all. What I do know is from Mr. Bitter's post, which basically means it is just a bunch of esports professionals living together under one roof, playing a lot of games in the goal of getting better. So BeastyQT is training in America right now, and he does need that. He is a very good Terran player, but he just doesn't get that much credit. Doesn't travel to those big tournaments, to my knowledge, but instead wins a lot of those small European online cups, which means most of us people in America have no idea who BeastyQT is, unless you've seen him in the random cast here or there, but just don't respect his overall skill. He is on Team Empire, of course, with Kaz and Happy. Empire, to me, is kind of like a European version of Slayers, and BeastyQT plays kind of like a hybrid style mix between both Happy with aggression and Kaz with macro. BeastyQT play resembles most like a Slayer's Terran. He has a lot of unique builds, a lot of unique aggression that does set him up for a very strong late game, and I expect him to open up reacted Hellions on this map just because you can contain the Zerg player and take a third base before the Zerg on this map with reacted Hellions, and I expect Idra to go for that 15 hatch. Oh, I'm so good. I just predicted that. But anyways, I don't expect him to get speed. I expect him to go up to like 45 drones, get that gas, because speedlings or not, you're not going to really kill these Hellions at the bottom of this ramp unless the Terran player makes a mistake. So it's much better to just drone up during that time and say, well, those Hellions, they can't come in because they got my Queens and Spine Crawlers. My speedlings, they can't go down, so why'd I even get speed? Just hold off on it for a few minutes, get a lot of drones up, then get speed once I have my economy rolling. If you do get speed, you can defend yourself if the Hellions do run by. You can also try to hope that the Terran player isn't paying attention and kill off all his Hellions, but that's not how Idra really plays. And as I'm talking about that, Idra is getting gas, so he is going to be going for a Speedling opener. I don't think it is optimal, but we'll see if Idra does make it work. How Idra generally doesn't play in the past is he doesn't do things that says, if my opponent makes a mistake, then I can capitalize on it. He is just known for a solid play. This scout is getting to BeastyQT's base late and not seeing anything. We'll see a Marine leaving the base relatively late. He may, well, now he sees this one Marine, so he knows there are two Marines on the way. And I'm not sure if this really tells Idra all of that much, since he doesn't know the gas. If he knew about the gas being mined, then Idra would know this is going to be reacted Hellions, because you can't get a tech lab on a barracks and build two Marines like that. It just isn't happening. Well, I guess it doesn't have to be reacted Hellions. It could be a really fast tank, but that just doesn't happen. BeastyQT right now separating his Marines. I don't know if I like this move, because it really kills off on your stutter step focus. Idra is going to be coming in here with 4 lings, and it doesn't look like he takes a single loss there. Both lanes getting, well, this lane barely even touched. That was a slacker of Marine hitting that overload, but this one, 3 life left, but still lives. So Idra right now has all 6 lings that he built on the field, and does have speed, not started, a little bit late on that. The odd thing is he's mined 156 gas. So I'm going to be guessing that Idra has been commentating this game while he's been playing it, and his focus just hasn't been there. He just went for speed out of habit, and then forgot to pull off drones, because I can't think of a reason why he mined 56 gas extra, then pull off. So I'm thinking Idra just doesn't have his full focus at this early stage of the game. My guess would be that he is streaming and commentating this game. I don't know, however. This was played on May 9th, so the overloads are slow. That's probably why it didn't get in. If this was today, then the overload probably would have been able to see this gas thanks to that speed boost. We do have 2 Hellions moving across the map and 2 more going this way, and just separating them a little bit. I'm not sure why. Idra probably would expect 4 Hellions out of the map at 620, and does have a few lings just joining up right now. That Spine Crawler is finishing. And Idra did see that one command center with a, I think it was a ling poke. I didn't really see it. I saw the red dot die on the minimap to these Hellions. We do have the creep tumor gonna be falling to the Hellion play, and now the Hellions just going to go to the third base. Since they took out the little expanding creep, he doesn't have to worry about the creep moving on out. So taking that out gives him a little bit of peace of mind, allows him to run around without worrying about the creep spreading to this low ground. If it does spread to the low ground, then those Lings will be able to do damage to the Hellions. And the Hellions inching their way up shows they want to run into this main base. He is going to try to poke. Idra does have a handful of Lings up here. If the Hellions go right now, they will get surrounded. Now the Hellions do see Lings coming up. Spinecaller does get built, and it looks like BeastyQT is going to try to take out one more hit, but Idra does get us around, and now all 4 Hellions go down, and that is a huge loss because generally you wouldn't have the Terran player keep on building these Hellions. Those 4 Hellions is all he's going to have, so that means the Zerg player can do what Idra's doing right now and take his third base because all map control should be gone by the Terran player because most likely they are building tanks behind this. BeastyQT, though, building more Hellions and getting Marauders, so he is planning on doing a Hellion Marauder all-in. Well, not all-in, it's kind of like the Polt style Hellion Marauder, just hitting before any mutas could possibly come out, as that's the only direct counter to this build is mutas. And does have 4 Hellions, but losing those 4, and now going to be losing these 4, and that's going to be a huge loss, and actually going to keep 2 alive, it looks like. But still, this is 4 Hellions instead of what should be 10 Hellions, which makes this Marauder Hellion much, much weaker. Idra coming in here with this one Overlord is going to see 4 barracks building, so now he knows, okay, you are taking a third base behind this. The aggression hasn't stopped. You wouldn't build 4 barracks and then just randomly expand. No, you can build this 4 barracks and put more pressure on, so he knows that BeastyQT is going to keep on putting pressure. He's going to cancel that one expansion. Does have Lings, just going to wait till he has enough Lings to take this out, and as that one did canceled, he does have a macro hatch up, getting a lair up. Going to go on 2 base lair. These Lings are going to come down, try to do any damage, do a counter attack. Doesn't really want to engage this force. I don't know where those Hellions went. Actually, in the medevac, which will get scared off by the Queen, Idra does go, sees that is completely walled off. Now those Lings are going to go back to deal with these Hellions. Meanwhile, Idra produced even more Lings. He's at 55 drones versus the 43 SCVs with 55 Lings out on the map. And it looks like Idra does see these Marauders, so he's sending all his Lings to deal with them. But now the Hellions are going to be coming back into this third base, and they can't really kill a hatch while it's building, so that's not going to be important. Idra will clean up these 4 Marauders, which is a relatively big supply economy loss. That is not cheap at 10 minutes into the game. And these Hellions are getting cleaned up as well. Nope. 3 of them do go up into the medevac. Lings are just hanging out underneath of it. Idra taking his third base. BeastyQT not showing any signs of expanding just yet. Does have medevacs out, and well, he had the one, of course, but it looks like he is going to be doing more of just a bio-aggression now with 4 more Hellions moving across the map. A little bit odd that he isn't getting tanks yet, still building 2 more Hellions, so he is going to be playing bio-Hellion instead of bio-tank. Definitely a little bit of an odd style, but Idra just now getting a Roach one to deal with the Marauders. BeastyQT, though, has switched into mainly Marines, so Marauders wouldn't really be that good. These Hellions, though, are going to be able to toast a lot of Lings with the Infestation Pit almost done. Once he gets Passion Glands and the Infestation Pit out, then Fungal Growth on the Hellion, and they won't be nearly as scary. Scan going down, taking a lot of this creep tumor that Idra has spread. And drones transferring. It looks like Idra is going to go and attack. 24 more Lings are on the way, and he does get the surround, but BeastyQT goes in a very nice position, and those Hellions behind the bio units taking the damage and killing so many Lings right now. BeastyQT is going to be picking up 1 medevac. Looks like it may go down, but it doesn't have any units in it. Meanwhile, Idra just getting more scouting information, sees the command center building, so he knows, okay, you are just now taking your third base. So this Overlord sees, okay, you don't have that base. This Overlord sees you don't have this base, and it looks like he's going over to the 4th base and just going to keep a scout on all of BeastyQT's bases. Going to be taking up a 4th base of his own. But this drop is coming back to the main, and Idra is going to get double dropped right now over in the natural, pulling all of his units right now. Idra has 1 hockey, all his Lings on that 1 single hockey, which means he's going to not be ready for this 1 drop. The drones pulled off to try to deal with it, but there's just a little bit too many units. Now going over to the high ground on this drop, has killed 10 drones so far, and just going to keep on picking up, living as long as possible. Killed all the drones at this base. Going to be doing some damage to this 1 hatch, and the Lings are coming. Will the hatch go down? It doesn't look like it. Idra is transfusing it, and the Roaches and Lings do come, the medevacs are going to have to pick up. This does allow BeastyQT to easily take this third base, gives him time, take out these rocks. There is a wall right here, so all he has to do is protect this area against drone buys. And I'm curious where all the medevacs went. One is right here, and I think the other one did return home. Yep, there it is right there, so only one medevac out on the map. Does he know about the fourth base? Yes, he does. He saw it building. Have a missile turret going up by BeastyQT at this one base, probably just to see against infestors. And maybe if mutas did come out, does he know about really too much? No, he doesn't. I don't think he saw any infestors. Lings are going to come and get absolutely slaughtered. BeastyQT is at 1-1. Idra is just about done 2-2. BeastyQT is only about an eighth of the way there on 2-2. So Idra's upgrades well ahead of BeastyQT's. Also has that Baneling speed going because he sees even more Hellions. And the counter to Bio Hellion is very much Roach, Ling, Bane with a few, yeah, that's it. I was going to say with a few Roaches, but I even said Roaches. We do have aggression going on in two spots. Idra losing that one infestor carelessly, getting trapped in front of the Roaches. And now this base taking quite a bit of damage. Idra does save it, but you can see two bases right now low on health, very vulnerable to being sniped. And these infestors taking some damage by that one Hellion. Roach is taking damage as they try to run past. This one infestor does go down before he gets it in fungal growth off. In Idra with some careless infestor micro right now. Another drop going off. BeastyQT is definitely doing a lot of things at once. That medevac gets fungled and goes down. And this aggression looks like it has stopped. I don't see any more drops by BeastyQT. And yeah, he has been playing very aggressive, but Idra has held well, only losing 10 drones, being ahead in workers by about 22. So he definitely has an economy lead going over to his saturation. This base looks perfect pretty much, only 2 extra over here. We'll get some overlords in this one. That doesn't matter too much. Good saturation all around for Idra. And looks like Bioplay is going to try to go up and snipe this one hatch. Idra going in the middle of the map with everything. And does he have his unit split up on hotkeys? Now he does. Has Roaches on 2. Ling and Baneling on 1 and Infestors on 3, but the drop is going to come in here. That hatch does get sniped, and BeastyQT manages to lift up and get away. Idra, though, with a very scary, 180 supply to 137. He's going to be continuing and just attacking as he was trying to do before that drop did come in. And BeastyQT moving out. He is going to be trying to take his fourth base at possibly the worst time possible. Idra leading with just 2 Lings, so has 2 Lings there watching the army. Sees he is way out of position, and will the Infestors get in time to fungal on a joke? The Siege Tank is not ready for Siege mode yet. Another 20 seconds. We do have +3 attacks started for BeastyQT. Big fungals do go down on a lot of BeastyQT's units. Another fungal, not many medevacs behind this. The Banelings, though, are choked up. Now they do break loose. Gonna get some big hits off. That bio is evaporating. Idra, 183 supply. BeastyQT is at 112. At the same time, BeastyQT gonna come back in here with the drop. This Sporkle gonna take out one medevac, but that drop doing a lot of damage. Idra gonna be coming in here. Lots of SCVs will be going down, but keep in mind, BeastyQT will be taking out the third base of Idra. Idra with 18 more Lings on the way. Bunker will fall. These Infestors do have energy still. And the Roach is going to be coming up this ramp. Bio is at 2-2. Roaches are at 1-2 right now. Lings are at 2-2. Siege Tank does go in siege mode. But phone growth again on everything. The Siege Tank, though, you can see targeting these Infestors down. Bunches of Infestors do pop, and BeastyQT will hold this. Does take out that natural. Now going to be dropping into the main with what he has left, and that is 2 Marauders. Only killing 1 drone with that drop, but Idra has done a lot of damage. BeastyQT did take out this base. Looks like this base did get taken out as well. I think that was going down. And going into the units tab, oh my god. 25 drones to 76, 25 SCVs to 76 drones. Well, here, look at the highlight. That's what it is. 76 drones to 25 SCVs. Wow. Oh, man. But anyways, BeastyQT did take a huge loss. Lost a factory, lost 2 tech labs right there. He is definitely feeling the pain and does have a lot of gas saved up, so losing those tech labs was a big deal because he could have reproduced tanks, leaving 1 Roach bird to ensure that 1 command center does not go land again. Now Idra going to be taking this 5th base, and we'll be having a huge economy lead right now. Going to be long distance mining for some time because, again, he is at 73 drones to really only 2 mining bases until this third one goes up. Medevac doesn't have any units in it, and looks like BeastyQT still queuing it up anyways. With 10 HP, it does get forward and go down. This one Roach still denying the base. Command Center wants to land, but Roach is there. Scan goes down, takes it out, and now BeastyQT will be able to get his third base back and mining. However, with only 25 SCVs, it is not looking good. The thing he does have going in his favor, though, are the, well, maybe not the upgrades. He does have 3-2, but Idra has started 3-3 and getting chitinous plating. So Idra is going into Ultralisks. He is so far ahead of this game, he says, well, why not get Ultras? In this scenario, I don't know if Ultras are going to be the best deal. Just because, well, BeastyQT doing well on his upgrades. Ultras are something you build when your Terran opponent doesn't have upgrades and you are ahead by like 1 or 2 upgrades. Because if he only had like 1 attack, then the Marines would only do 1 damage to the Ultralisk. So that is when you get Ultras. Generally not when Terran is keeping up with you on upgrades. Not the best time to get Ultras, at least in my mind, or if they're not doing a lot of planetary fortresses. Because Broodlords are not that great at killing PFs. We do have Idra going to be retaking this one base. Big drop coming in by BeastyQT. Looking for bases, it looks like. 1 Marine queued up to go around. All of Idra units are right here trying to take out this one command center. He is lacking any anti-air, though, so he can't kill the command center once it lifts up, and the Bioforce is going to be coming back in here. If he takes out this one hatch, it will be huge. Ultra is coming, and BeastyQT doing a good job getting away from it, but too many units come. He does lift up, and Idra does keep this base alive with ease, only losing like 2 drones there. Worker count now looking 35 to 68. BeastyQT just going to leave these double medevacs up floating around. May do a drop sometime, but he needs to do something soon because Idra's economy is out of control, and the supply is double right now. 96 supply to 197. BeastyQT is feeling the dagger slip underneath the ribcage, just slowly pierce his way up as he tries to come back in this game, doing quick jabs at his opponent, doing a double drop right now, knowing that is his only chance. Hoping that Idra can't keep up with all that's going on, but Idra definitely probably can. Has a lot of Infestors and a lot of Ultralisks. 10 Ultras, 13 Infestors, and most of those Infestors are maxed out on energy. Only 1 drop now with units. The other one is empty and almost dead with 17 HP left. Lots of mules do go down on this, though. That will allow BeastyQT to build a lot of Marines. He actually has more mineral income than Idra with all these mules, and Idra has relatively low income based upon how many drones he has. Does he have oversaturation anywhere? No, it looks like he just has a lot of gas mining on. All his bases still have gas, so this is 15 drones in gas. Actually, is that 30? 30, yeah, 30 drones in gas, my bad. That is a lot of drones over in gas. And this one base is going to be taking damage, does go back up in the medevac. BeastyQT just keeping Idra back at home. He doesn't want Idra to attack because, again, that supply difference is huge. But at BeastyQT, he's actually got a relatively big army. 108 supply to 121. He's got a lot of tanks down in Idra, just maxing with Ultralisks. Not going to be going up into Broodlords where he's got the greatest spot going now. But without any air, BeastyQT's kind of got like the anti-Idra force right now, so Idra may not be able to attack into this. This is definitely a very scary force to bunches and vultures, and this drop is still going on by BeastyQT, just never letting go. Idra, though, not taking too much damage, just kind of absorbing the drops and taking another base, which will allow him going in even more gas. And now these Marines go about, take out a few tumors. And the medevac is going to fly to reunite. Medevac does get lifted up. Infestors are on the way to deal with it. And the medevac does manage to get away. This one still just hanging out. Going to be used for a spot. And the Infestors will most likely take it out. Idra has more than enough energy. And looks like maybe just ignoring it. Roach is going in. Going to try to pick off a tank. Just trying to kill supply right now. And does get the tank. Perfect amount of roaches to kill off that one tank. That was very nice for Idra. BeastyQT going to be taking another base right now. Idra, though, going to be storming in with a bunch of ultras. However, BeastyQT caught up in the supply. Idra's now banking a lot of money. Is going in, going to this loss tab. You can see Idra losing only around 1,000 more than BeastyQT, so relatively has been efficient. and killing off these dropships is definitely helping. With the gigs up, Idra's about to attack. He's got so much money. 3 Broodlords morphing. So maybe he's just going to wait till he gets Broodlords too. Go up into Broodlord Ultra and Fester, which would be a rather scary force. He could pretty much do a lot of things right now with that much money in the bank. 3K, and BeastyQT doesn't have anything. Double drop will be coming off, and BeastyQT doing exactly what he needs to stay in the game by dropping, forcing Idra to pull back, and losing a few units, but he is keeping Idra back at home. And keep in mind, not too long ago, this was like 90 supply to a maxed out Zerg, and now it's 186 to a maxed out Zerg. He's going to catch these Broodlords because everything was out of position for the drop. 3 Broodlords go down, but oh my god, that bungle killing off a lot of Marines. Those tanks wailing away on those Ultras. Ultras are dropping like flies against those tanks. Going into this unit's loss tab, we can see Idra now losing around 2,000 more than BeastyQT. So now that has changed by 3,000. And that is huge for just one battle. And was that the greatest fire that just got sniped? I think so. And BeastyQT, with all these drops, just doing such a good job. And is totaling up rather hard. Does have probably equal econ now. 48 SCVs to 69 drones. Same number of bases. And these drops, Idra just cannot keep up with. And, oh man, tanks are going to town on those Ultras. Infestors are going to shoot off a bunch of Infested Towns, but the tanks choking them down with the scan. All the Infestors go down, and now tanks unsieging. The bio cleans up those Infested Towns, and BeastyQT is going to go on the win because Idra has left the game. 187 supply to 164, and Idra left, but he is not banking any resources. Is building 6 Ultras, and let's go look at this. 12 Ultras out. I think the leave was justified. I am going against many what casters would do and say Idra just rage quit out of the game, leaving early, but I don't see actually him winning this. Oddly as it sounds, going into the army supply, we do have BeastyQT a little bit tied. His army right now is better at dealing with pure Ultras than pure Ultras are dealing with BeastyQT's army. I mean, if Idra just randomly attacked all his Ultras into this, BeastyQT would kill the Ultras before they even get there. These tanks are at 3-0, the Bio's at 3-3. There are a handful of Marauders, but I don't see these Ultras actually killing off this attack. And if they did, then Idra, he's not really banking anything. He can't rebuild his army. BeastyQT, he's not banking anything either, but he hasn't been banking anything all game. So Idra, just being very cost inefficient right there. You can see now, 8,000 differential. Oh my god. Or actually, 7,000 differential. Anyways, that is a large differential compared to just, let's go, 5 minutes ago. 25 minutes. Oh, 26. See, Idra's actually lost less. So in 4 minutes, Idra loses almost double what he's lost all game, like 13,000, and BeastyQT loses like 5,000. That was definitely not good. And Idra, I think if anything we learned this game, it's that what Destiny said is true. You can be really far ahead in the game, but if you build Ultras just because you're far ahead, you're gonna lose the game. And that's as simple as that. And it all kind of comes down to this one move by BeastyQT. That one drop, when I said he's doing exactly what he needs to come in this game, this is where this game does go. So this was even smarter than what I saw was happening. So he does the drop right here. The whole army is right here. So what does Heron do when the whole army's out? When they have tanks, they move ahead and get position. So right now, BeastyQT probably just wants to get the tower. I don't think he knows there are Broodlords right here. Just wants to take control of the tower. If he knows Broodlords are out, maybe this is even smarter, saying, oh, Broodlords are going to be immobile. You take your whole army there, I can snipe those. But I think he's just moving to the tower, throws a scan, sees Broodlords now, and he's like, oh, let's go. Let's go take these out. And the Broodlords go down almost instantly. But that is a huge fungal. Oh my god, that is 34 units will go down in 2 fungals. It looks like a 4 fungals. But you can see these tanks. Let's look at these Ultras' health. And keep in mind, tanks do more DPS to Ultras out of Siege mode than in Siege mode, I believe, because Ultras are big enough where the tank splash doesn't really affect them all that much. Maybe I'm wrong by that. But you can see these Ultras just dropping in health so quickly. As soon as they get up close and all the tanks fire, that is a dead Ultra. So, Siege tank's pretty good against Ultralisks, so, yeah, let's actually, hop in SC2 gears, I guess. Give me a minute. I didn't plan on doing this, but we will, because it is EG.Idra.
Welcome. Thank you for choosing SC2 gears.
I gotta really disable that. But anyways, let's go into SC2 gears. Actually, let me open the replay first. Don't want to show any replays and have games spoil that I'm about to cast or something, so. Go, load. What? Didn't find any games? That is odd. Yep. Documents. Ah, I went saved games. That's why. There we go. So, going over to this, let me make sure. Not over. There we go. Double check. Yes, I am on this. Let's just look at the injects mainly. There's not too much we can learn from that game other than Ultras are pretty bad units. Like, I knew they were bad, but I didn't know they were that bad, as EG.Idra would be saying right now. Let's see. Main building control. Probably going to be relatively bad because he was dealing with those Hellions. 21.4. So you can see those Hellions definitely do make him lose injects. Let me just double check that this is on game time. Oh, where is that? Replay parser. Convert game time to real time. No. Okay, and store settings. I don't know what that just said. Those are my SC2 gears not fully working yet, so I'll have to take a look at this. Let's see, did that save? Oh, it's 11.7. Wow, the whole game, EG.Idra actually averaged 21. That's not bad, actually. For the entire 30-minute game, it's only saying 21:53, but the game was 30 minutes. So all this is wrong, just because it's not converting time. Maybe if I open it again, it will. Yeah, it is. So let's go to 10 minutes now. 10 minutes. So he's at a 30-second inject gap. 7.5. Even better than it was at the 10-minute mark. So dealing with the Hellions, EG.Idra at a 7.5-second inject. Not bad. So, yeah, take care, guys. I have to reconfigure SC2 gear. So, yeah, before I do too much analysis with that, I want to reconfigure it. Peace out, and I will see you guys.